Greetings, travelers, and welcome to Draco Breach Reviews, the Nintendo Direct of June 21st, 2023. Now, for this review, I'll save time by not discussing based on the following rules. 1. If it is an event, such as Splatfest or PAX, I don't really have anything to add. 2. If it is a genre that I don't personally like, such as rhythm or puzzles, I don't know that I have anything positive to add to the discussion, so I'm going to leave them out. With that out of the way, please feel free to comment below on any games from the Direct that you want to discuss, even if it wasn't in my review. I'm always happy to engage with the gaming community, and the excitement, and even disappointment, can be an excellent icebreaker. Regardless, I'll touch on the games in the order presented. The first bit of news Nintendo brought up concerned the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Teal Mask, and the Indigo Disc. We got a closer look at some of the returning mons and new characters and costumes. I kind of like the festival attire of the Teal Mask, but I think I'd prefer proper kimonos better. Still, I'm looking forward to these DLC waves, and it's exciting to see the confirmed return of several interesting Pokemon. I'm wondering if any of the returning Mons will see similar rebalancing that many lines received in Scarlet and Violet. The next showcase was Sonic Superstars. I was surprised to see it in the presentation because a trailer dropped earlier that morning. Still, the game looks at least somewhat promising. It uses Sonic & Co.'s classic designs and formula, and it even has the Sonic 1 bonus stages to attain the Chaos Emeralds. I don't know how to feel about that. Many things will be better with improved graphics and frame rates, but those bonus stages always made me feel queasy. Still, I think I'll pick it up as it does look fun. As a fan of tactics games, I was very interested to see the next Persona 5 spin-off, Tactica. I discovered the day after the Direct that this game was shown off at an Xbox showcase, but it's an easy pickup for the Switch for me. It looks great and the story seems appropriately off the wall. Actually, I thought it was related to the Persona Q series from 3DS, but I definitely prefer this direction. Next, Nintendo officially announced Detective Pikachu Returns. I honestly don't know why I love this concept so much. There's a certain dissonance I feel when I see and hear a gruff-talking, coffee-loving Pikachu, but it somehow works. I might have to dust off the 3DS title to play through again. I remember it being rather easy, as it was targeted towards kids. However, I still remember having fun with it. This looks to be a great expansion of that concept. The next game might require some background. My favorite game is Chrono Trigger for the SNES, 3DS, and Wii. In fact, the SNES is home of many of my top favorite games. To see a remake of one of those games is going to have a huge impact on me as nostalgia rushes in. Super Mario RPG absolutely made the Direct for me. It felt like Nintendo asked Square Enix to remake the game as if 3D HD graphics existed on the SNES. And Square Enix responded by smiling. Super Mario RPG looks like how your imagination expanded the game into something greater. It follows the concept art and absolutely pops. I was stunned silent for the entire reveal, and a rumor I remember hearing years ago came to mind as I heard the familiar remixed compositions of Yoko Shimomura. Name's a little hard to say, I apologize. That saxophone, though. Now, I cannot confirm this rumor due to time constraints, but it goes that Nintendo and Square Enix have been working on a remake of Super Mario RPG since the early days of the Wii U. Based on what I remember, they were having difficulty licensing the music compositions for the game. This seemed to be backed up when Square Enix could only license out a limited number of songs for Cloud and Sephiroth DLC to Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, please, take this with a grain of salt. It is an unconfirmed rumor from memory alone with no research to confirm it. If somebody knows more about the situation, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Regardless, I am extremely excited for this November release and cannot wait to hear more official news. I also must go on before I ramble forever on this game. The next announcement was a teaser I can appreciate. It was cheeky and sassy. It was literally just a glimpse of a new Princess Peach game with no title and only a vague 2024 release window. I'll admit to a chuckle when the teaser ended. Still, they did also give a vague 2024 release window to the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remaster, and it looks good for how early in production it likely is. Xseed Games' Silent Hope looks promising. Considering their last two games for Switch, it's worth at least trying out. There is some life sim in there as they showed off farming, alchemy, and more. I really like the story concept and the gameplay looks cute. I did feel some disconnect between the cutscenes and in-game graphics, but I can see it growing on me based on previous experiences. The Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC was shown off in greater detail. I honestly haven't gotten very far in the game, but I have had fun with the content I've seen. I'm interested in hearing more about the final wave of DLC, as we should see Rayman teaming up with Mario. I don't really know what to say about Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince. The Dragon Quest spin-offs have been interesting, but between Builders 1 and 2 and Treasure, maybe a bit saturated right now. Still, it is a revisit to monsters from the GBA. I actually thought it was related to Joker from the DS before I saw monsters merging. I'm interested in learning a bit more about this game, and it is an end-of-year title, so Square Enix should begin ramping up marketing for it soon enough. Pikmin 4 is looking to advance the series in an interesting way. I saw red, blue, yellow, purple, white, and rock-type Pikmin throughout the trailer, and they introduced a new glow Pikmin. Surprisingly, I saw a new Pikmin type that Nintendo didn't mention in any way. At least it looked new to me. They were a lighter blue and looked kind of rocky. Unlike rock Pikmin, they had multiple body segments. I also haven't seen anybody talking about them, which is unusual. Still, I have seen people talking about how clean the habitations look, and I have to agree, it doesn't look nearly as apocalyptic as I would expect. Well, Pikmin 4 will be out very soon, so we'll learn soon enough, including the mysterious red, hairy Pikmin. I in mild interest when I saw the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 announcement. I've played limited sections of various Metal Gear games, and I tend to play games more carefully or stealthily than maybe they are intended. So maybe I will enjoy Metal Gear. I have some trepidation based on how Konami has treated series creator Kojima, so the best I can say is that I'm cautiously optimistic. I think I'll keep my eyes on news on this one as it comes out. I had to raise an eyebrow to the Vampire Survivors announcement trailer. I thought it looked mildly interesting, but its description seems to paint it as simple to learn and difficult to master. It wasn't until later that I discovered that the game is already out on Steam. It could be interesting, but it's not a genre that's typically in my wheelhouse. On the other hand, Penny's Big Breakaway is a 3D platformer, and it was developed by the Sonic Mania developers. I felt a little mixed between maybe and yes, I'd like this while watching the trailer. It absolutely looks fun and energetic. But I also felt hesitant about something. I can't really put my finger on my hesitation, but I'm definitely open to more information. It was interesting to see the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 5 trailer. Nintendo is releasing an all-new track and 3 characters. I don't really have much to say here, but the new track looks spectacular. Racing through a bathroom feels weird and fun. I was pleasantly surprised to see Star Ocean the second story R. Many Star Ocean fans consider the second entry to be the best in the franchise, and the 2D HD remake looks spectacular. It looks like some of the quality of life updates will be welcome, as they should help speed up battles and keep the pacing quick. I was also surprised to see that this remake will receive a physical release. I wanted a physical release of Star Ocean The First Departure R, but that never manifested. Regardless, I am very interested in this title. When Nintendo started talking about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, reactions were mixed between people who knew about data mines and those who didn't. I was the former, so I was not surprised to see the amiibo figures of Zelda and Ganondorf. I absolutely adore the Zelda amiibo, especially considering the late game story revelations that I won't spoil here. There were some expectations of DLC, but I don't know if Aonuma and his team are either ready to announce any or even have any intentions of developing any. Regardless, I want to add those amiibo to my collection. Following the amiibo announcement, Nintendo presented their final trailer. It was weird, it was quirky, it was new. I was impressed with the Super Mario Bros. Wonder trailer. The artwork is beautiful and the character animations pop with personality and liveliness. It was interesting to see new playable characters in Princess Daisy and Yoshi, and it was hilarious how they ended it showing the Elephant Apple power-up. It is definitely an October release worth watching out for. Though we all know which Mario game I'm looking forward to the most this year. Overall, the Nintendo Direct was entertaining. There were low points and segments that felt like they dragged on a bit, though which segments were lulls may change from person to person. For example, I'm terrible at rhythm games and don't care for puzzle games, so those segments tend to drag for me. However, I cannot deny that there were a ton of great announcements and surprises for a story, RPG, and platforming fan like me. No new adventure games, but I overall enjoyed the June 21st, 2023 presentation. There are a lot of games I want to learn more about. There are a plethora of games I'm looking forward to adding to my collection. I think the top 3 highlights for me were Super Mario RPG, the Zelda amiibo, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, this will be Draco Breach reporting out. God bless and safe travels.